Adios, baby. Well, hello. Hey. Tom Paul speaking. How's everybody? Everybody here? Spedge in the room. Hello, Mr. Spedgy. Team Spedge. Marion and Lorna here. Quentin and Calcan from Scotland to Turkey coming at you.
Socially, we had nothing.
Hello,
we were
Natters.
totally
Hello,
broke.
Jan.
I was living on dog
cheese
biscuits.
worshippers. All right, yeah.
Fill my pockets with dog biscuits as I walked past the pet shop.
Find out some cheese
and for about 3 days I lived on those. I lived in a flat that had half a jar of coffee, but there was no hot water to make hot coffee with. So that's where I learned to make a frappe with a teaspoonful of coffee.
I knew a friend who worked on a delicatessen
and shake it up.
She said
my grandfather had two glass eyes, and yet he could see. So what happened was he very sad. He lost one eye. But it wasn't careless. He was ill, and he had a glass eye made. It was perfect, exactly like his other perfectly working blue Scandinavian eye. And then he had one made that was bloodshot, and it was known as Grandpa's pasta. And he kept it in a box on the mantelpiece. And when he was going out in the evening, he'd take out the false blue one, he'd put in the bloodshot one, and he'd say, "I'm going out now," and I actually match.
Yeah, I mean, that really annoys me. Why people, why should I live in a
£70,000
flat? What is wrong with that, you know? And they called it a dump. How do they not even been in it? I actually bought that flat when I first left home with the first money that I ever earned. And I always kept it. It was right by my old school. And it was always, I suppose, a dream that when I left school, I'm going to live near it because all my friends did.
It's only 3 minutes past.
Well, you know what gets me? There's a man who, you know, runs 15, 20 miles a day, does marathons, and of course, no one's ever heard of him as a runner.
Similar places.
So it's equivalent, but people ask him advice on running. He must be a great runner. He runs 15 miles. And man, it's like a man playing 8 hours of tennis every day, and he's still so
quite well
bad
to do.
that you just don't hear about him. You never know who he is. He doesn't play in any tournaments, and
but
he plays a lot and loses. And you ask him advice, like, what do you do with your serve? I don't know, 15 hours a day, and I'm still this bad.
I
remember the first thing they ever wrote about me was he's a talented player, but all this publicity he's getting and all of this attention cannot fail to have a harmful effect on his personality development. And sure enough, a few months later, I was a rotten person already in their press. I was doing this, I was doing that, I was conceited, you know. This is, you know, before I'd ever even, they even knew anything about me personally. You know.
Hey, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Right, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear Paul? Can you hear me? Okay, you're all saying that's better now, but can you hear me? Or has the music? Yeah, right. Okay. Sorry, folks. I had stuff on from the. I think you probably heard some of the sound round. Right. Okay. Sorry about all that. Well, let's just go on with it. I was talking about cheese and whatnot, but you probably didn't hear a word I was saying, so that's fine. Oh man, let's get going. Let's say cheerio to the wheel of names, which isn't on anyway. Let's just let's get a quiz on. Okay. Yeah, you'll hear them again later on. Right, okay. It's a bit of a preview of the voice round tonight. Okay. Right, quiz, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the quiz. It's 7:05. I'm going to get started. Live quiz starts very soon. Should start right now. I'm a little bit late. Keep screwing up the start. Answer the questions. Mark yourself after each round, and no answers in the chat. All right. When people are just trying to answer the questions, don't try and answer them for them in the chat. Just put your write your answers down on a bit of paper. Mark yourself after each round. There are. Was there still stuff going on in the background? What's going on? Come on, don't tell me. No, it shouldn't be anything else now. Please tell me it's clear. Right, okay, it's just your comments coming through a little bit late. Right, that's all it is. Fine. There The exception to not shouting out answers is if I specifically ask you for a quick question to get yourself on the wheel. All right, which you get your name on the wheel, and we'll spin the wheel later for prizes. All right. You work it out as we go. Last time we played was Monday. This was the scores. Fabian's right at the top, 74. Noodle Doodles on 70. Mario on 67. Porn Dwarf 66, and so on. Grocko's, Lumpy Gravy, Happy Gang, Jocks Nomad, London Lockdown, Chameleons, John Meacham, Social Outcast, Abbey Hill, Billy Spade, down 54. Not their best night. UK Alliance, John O'Doyle. That's unusual for Mr. Doyle to be so far down the chart. Fat Boy got 6. Cheese Worshippers and Dumphy Diamonds down there. They had a bit. Yeah, well, they're saying Mr. Doyle's here. He's saying, I hope it's easier than Monday. Well, I think so. See how it goes. 7 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 o'clock on a Friday. Zoom quiz, £95. Get in touch. Do a private Zoom for you for business or for a birthday. I've got a birthday booking coming up. February's actually now open for Deadpool, and it is the last week of the month, so you want to get your Deadpool entries in if you haven't already. I'll just give you the link for that just now. Ask me more about it later. If you don't know about Deadpool, you can win £1 million. That's names that were submitted for January. I don't think any of those have popped off during January. Barrymore's Fister here. Hello, Mark. Hello, Pitt Street Party. We've got the Pitt Street, the Pit in Pitt Street, haven't they? I don't think they're doing anything just now. There's James the Baker, top sponsor for tonight. He'll deliver you 4 loaves of high-quality bread, and there's a previous winner enjoying that bread. Okay, bread. Oh, also Emma Owenson is donating a few prizes for tonight and for Friday as well. So a balloon modelling kit, that's another prize you could win tonight. Plus, I've got prizes. Right, okay, I am very, very late. Let's get on with it. Same letter round. All the answers starting to say in this round with the same letter. Okay, so once you work out the letter, then you're clear. You know, you can guess the ones you don't know once you work out what the letter is. So let's get started. Remember, don't shout out the answers unless I'm specifically asking you to do that. Here we go. Question number 1 is about a fairy tale. Who wrote The Emperor's New Clothes in 1837? A famous fairy story. Fairy tale. Emperor's not really wearing anything. He's been swindled, but it's a child that points out he's not wearing anything. But who's the writer? That's question number 1. Question number 2, in the same letter round, all answers start with the same letter. Which park in London contains London's Holocaust Memorial and also the Diana, Princess of Wales Memorial Fountain? So there's one park in London which has both of those memorials in it. What is the name of the park? Number 3, science question. Which gas has the atomic number 2 and was observed on the sun before being found on planet Earth? So you get it on planet Earth, but they first observed it on the sun, which is pretty mental. It's got the lowest boiling point of any element. That's something I learned about it today when I was just looking it up and checking it. Number 4, in the same letter round, on children's television, which hero was the arch enemy of Skeletor? All right, Skeletor is the bad guy, but who's the hero? Who's his adversary? And the last question in the same letter round is also to do with London or thereabouts. Which one of Henry VIII's palaces is situated in southwest London? Today it is a tourist attraction. Well, not today, probably shut. But you know what I mean. And it's famous for its maze and its real tennis court. So what is the name of that place? Southwest London. It's one of Henry VIII's royal palaces. What's that place called? It's got a famous maze and it's got a real tennis court. Real tennis as opposed to modern tennis. Okay. Okay, you tell me if you're ready for those 5 questions. Every round's got 5 questions. So you tell me when you're ready and then I will know to move on if there's enough people tell me that you're ready. For anyone who's just come in, I shall quickly recap these questions. Let's go. So who wrote The Emperor's New Clothes? Fairy tale. It's the guy's first name, by the way, that you're looking for the writer for that, for the same letter. Number 2, which park in London has got the Holocaust Memorial and the Princess Diana of Wales Memorial Fountain? It's a mouthful. Thanks for telling me you're ready. Which gas is the atomic number 2? It's observed on the sun before being found on planet Earth. It has the lowest boiling point of any element in the world. On children's TV, who's the arch enemy of Skeletor? And number 5, which one of Henry VIII's palaces is in southwest London? It's got a maze and a real tennis court, right? Loads of you tell me that you're ready. Wow, look, Mike Reed, amazing. Can't be the Mike Reed, I think. I think he's gone, isn't he? Is he? You know, run around, praising Cullen Ensign on Tuso. He's popped off, isn't he? Anyway, here come the answers, right? You ready? Whatcha? Geezer. Did you get the letter? By the way, here come the answers. Here, did the DJ or the comedian? Well, I always immediately think of a comedian, not Mike Reed pop quiz Mike Reed, but like Frank Butcher, the comedians, run around. That Mike Reed. That's the Mike Reed I think of. Anyway, did you get a letter? Letter H, I'm sure you did. Okay, here come the answers. Yeah, mark yourself 2 points for each of these. Okay, here we go. Emperor's New Clothes. That was Hans Christian Andersen. Hans Christian Andersen. 2 points. Number 2, Holocaust Memorial and Princess Diana of Wales Memorial Fountain. That is Hyde Park. Hyde Park. Hide and seek. There's the fountain. Kids playing it now. Very disrespectful. Which gas has the atomic number 2 and was observed on the sun before being found on planet Earth? That is helium. Who's the enemy of Skeletor? It's your old pal He-Man. There they are, doing deadly battle with each other. Skeletor's obviously the best. And place with a maze and the real tennis court is Hampton Court. Hampton Court. All right. So 2 points for each correct answer, so you can get 10 points. But you add on bonus points at this point. So if somebody on your team is a subscriber, then you get 2 points. If you share the quiz, if you hit that share button, challenge your friends, you get 1 point. All right, make sure you do that. And +1 if it's your birthday, which it probably isn't. If it is your birthday, let us know. That's all the answers together. Hans Christian Andersen, Hyde Park, Helium, He-Man, Hampton Court. How did you score? How did you get on there? By the way, who played Hans Christian Andersen in the 1952 film? That's your bonus question. First person to answer that question will get their name on the wheel. Be the first person on the wheel tonight. So 1952 musical film version of the life of Hans Christian Andersen. Is it Disney? It's sort of Disney-like, isn't it? But nah, it's not Disney. But who's the all-singing, all-dancing star? That's right, yeah, you know it. Who got it first, though? It was Michael Craven. Well done. Yeah, Danny Kaye is the answer. So, well done. The wheel started spinning by itself there, so I'll have to wait till it stops spinning to type your name in. But well done. Michael is first on the wheel tonight. So that's what I do. Throw in little extra trivia questions here and there for people to answer. First ones to get them right. Get on the wheel. So, you might have just heard Lorna G's name. That was from last time. Clear out those old names, and I'll put Michael in there. Well done, Michael. You get 13. Good start. 12 for the shit trifle, 13 for the Rennick. Mike Reed's a UKIP member. Well, I like to separate the artist from the personality, you know what I mean? Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to listen to anything or watch anything or read anything, because everyone's a bastard, basically. So let that kind of stuff go. Danny Kaye. Love Danny Kaye. Aye. Hans Christian Andersen. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's the song. Daniel Kaminsky. Is that his real name, by any chance? Yeah. David Daniel Kaminsky. I don't think I've ever seen it. But yeah, I'm familiar with the song. Must have been on Radio 2 a lot when I was growing up. Anyway, okay, where are we? Right, that's the first round. I think that was not a bad round. I saw a couple of people saying you got hydrogen there. That's the other stuff. That's number one. Hydrogen is number one. Helium is number two on the periodic table. Okay. Picture round. Let's get cracked through it tonight. Let's not get held up too much. Thanks for subscribing, Louise. Okay. Language. Number one. This is picture round. 5 pictures with questions. Number one. This is Iron Brew, obviously, but in which language? So have a look at that. Iron Brew, and that's what it says. But in which language or alphabet? You know what I mean? I'm just laughing because I just see Mike Reed's name again. It just makes me laugh because I love Mike Reed. It's great. Just love the noise he makes with his mouth, you know. Right, pop mashup. Who are these 2 pop stars here in picture number 2? 2 British pop stars. I'll give you a clue. It's a record. It's an album cover by a female artist with a male artist's head stuck on, obviously. One of the artists was in some ways the most successful pop star of the 1980s, and the other person, certainly one of the most successful people of the 90s. Both British, 2 pop stars photoshopped together with incredible Photoshop skill by myself. So there's the face of one person and the body of another. The body is an album cover. The head's just stuck on. So name the 2 pop stars in this little mashup. Both British, both massively successful. One in the 80s, one in the 90s. Number 3, name the show, basically. This is the cast of which US family cartoon? Family as in there's a family in it. I don't think it's necessarily suitable for family viewing. I don't know. I've not really watched it, but it's got the look of one of those sort of adult cartoons, you know. Anyway, name the show. That's picture number 3. Number 4, what kind of animal is this? Really simple. Totally straightforward. What kind of animal is that? 1-word answer. Like species. You know what I mean? Not wider group, but the species. One word name for that species. And number 5 is, look at this, it's a book cover. This is the original cover art for which novel that was first published in 1937. And it was drawn by the author. So a very famous book. This was the cover art, and it was drawn by the author. First published 1937. So name that book. Okay, you tell me if you're ready. So I know when to move on. I'll just recap these for you. Number 1, Iron Brew, but in which language? Number 2, name the 2 pop stars. One 80s, one 90s, both British, both hugely successful. Number 3, name the TV cartoon, name the show. Number 4, what kind of animal is this? A 1-word answer that gives you the species. There's like subspecies, you know, but the most commonly used 1-word name for this species. And number 5, name the book. This is the original cover art drawn by the artist. Book came out in 1937. All right, thank you for telling me that you're ready. Craig, Simon, Jonathan, Tim, and John have all declared their readiness. Thank you very much. Hope you had a nice day. Has it been sunny anywhere? It's been fairly overcast here in North Edinburgh. Although, to be honest, I was kind of inside and away from windows for most of the day. We went out for a walk about 4:30. It was getting dark by the time I went out for a walk. It was nice. It wasn't raining. Not like yesterday. Bit cold. Yeah, it's cold. Right, you're all ready. Let's go to the answers. Pardon me. Yeah, picture round. Here we go. Right, Iron Brew. Iron Brew in Russian. 2 points for Russian. Very popular in Russia. Number 2, who are the 2 pop stars? The head belongs to the biggest selling singles artist of the 1980s. That's Shakin Stevens, and the body belongs to Victoria Beckham. That was from an album cover of hers. I think it was her first album, which is just called Victoria Beckham. And she's like, I need to make it like classy, but, you know, dangerous. The photo shoot have said, well, just get a panther. That covers those bases. All right, yeah, panther. So it's not panther, it's panther. Number 3, this is the cast of which US family sitcom? It's a slightly odd description, but it's called American Dad. 2 points for American Dad. Look at the chin. Number 4, what kind of animals? That's a pretty straightforward question. Very simple. It's just a beaver. That's all it is. And the last one here, a little bit more tricky, I think. I think some of you would have got it straight away. You would have recognised it, or it just would have hit you straight away. Maybe not easy for everybody. The right answer is The Hobbit. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, of course. So he drew that himself. Best tribute act I ever saw advertised, Shakin Stevens. Brilliant. Very good. What is the best tribute act name that you know of? Shakin Stevens is pretty good. My favourite one's probably Pete Loaf. He's the bat out of Troon. He's from Troon. And he's the bat out of Troon, Pete Loaf. Best one gets on the wheel, right? So no trivia this time. I'll just ask you that. Who comes up with the best one of those? Yeah, technically. Dred Zeppelin, yeah, I know about them. Posh. Aye, well, she used to be. Are you asking me if you said that? Then do you get the points? Yes. It's up to you. I said it's Posh Spice until you said they were the biggest female artist of the 90s. Do you remember she was in the Spice Girls, who have what is still the biggest selling record by a girl band ever, which is Spice, their debut album. I said she was one of. You know, that's the clue. She's in a band. Obviously, she went made in Scotland. That must be Iron Maiden. 5 for us. Don't know that. Don't get that. 5 for us. 5 for us. 5 for us. No, I'm not getting that. Presswit like orchestra. No, really? All right, some of you missing out, Posh. Hugh Reid and the Velvet Underpants. I don't think that was necessarily a tribute act, was it? I mean, Hugh Reid did. They did their own stuff. It wasn't a Velvet Underground tribute act. Gallus Cooper. That's the best so far. No Oasis. Yeah, heard of them. Dred Zeppelin. Hayseed Dixie. Again, not really a tribute, is it? They have a style. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Again, it's not a tribute. I used to know a guy. A guy used to work at the Primary pub in Glasgow where I did the quiz, and he was in the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I can't mind it. I think it was called Malcolm. The Polis, really? That's good. I'm still going with Gallus Cooper at the moment. It ain't half mum for half man biscuit. That's too much. I mean, that's clever and stuff, but it's too much. Nuclear pussy! James the Baker. Proxy music would be a good one. Aye. Yeah, it would be. Still Marillion. Wow. Based on the Tolkien book Silmarillion, which Marillion themselves were named after. Pretty good. No, rubbish. That's no true. Right, there's loads of good ones. I'm going to give it to Gallus Cooper. That made me laugh straight away. So who was that? It was Graham Y. Right, okay. Gallus Cooper, brilliant. So Russian, Victoria Beckham, Shakin, Stevens, 1 point for each of those. If you got half of it, you get 1 point. American Dad, Beaver, The Hobbit. Okay. I agree. It's obviously false, but let's just check just in case. This isn't going to do my Google reputation. It's a drag queen. There's a drag queen called Cheryl Hole. Nah, not taking it. Stage name of Luke Underwood, an English drag queen. Nah. Talking bands that you'd go and see. Aye, I've just Googled it. Kirsten found it. Nah, Graham Y. Gallus Cooper. Right, let's move on. Give us a likes. That's just a reminder that if you like the page or the quiz right here on YouTube, it helps me. So thanks very much. Give us a likes. Right, time for the sound round. I'm not going to get into it. I was asking for bands, right? I'm just not going to get into it, Ralph. Okay, so sound round. You kind of heard some of these earlier when I was messing up the start. So it's voices tonight. Let's get the answers on there for you. All the possible answers are there. I'm going to play some voices, and you've just got to say who they are. It's as simple as this. Now, I think you can hear these. So let's just play them. Here comes voice number 1. Here we go.
Socially, we had nothing. We were totally broke. I was living on dog biscuits. I used to fill my pockets with dog biscuits as I walked past the pet shop. And for about 3 days I lived on those. I lived in a flat that had half a jar of coffee, but there was no hot water to make hot coffee with. So that's why I learned to make a frappe with a teaspoonful of coffee and put water in it and shake it up. And
so there you go. That's someone talking about how they used to be not so well off right at the start of their career. They got more famous. Everything was okay after that. Okay, number 2. Who is talking here? Who from this list is doing voice number 2?
My grandfather had 2 glass eyes, and yet he could see. So what happened was he sadly lost one eye. I mean, he wasn't careless; he was ill, and he had a glass eye made. It was perfect, exactly like his other perfectly working blue Scandinavian eye. And then he had one made that was bloodshot, and it was known as Grandpa's party eye. And he kept it in a box on the mantelpiece. And when he was going out for the evening, he'd take out the false blue one, and he'd put in the bloodshot one, and he'd say, "I'm going out now, and I shan't be back till they match."
There's a little anecdote for you. 32 seconds, quite a long one, but I think it was worth it. Right, number 3, who is talking about money here?
Yeah, I mean, that really annoys me. Why shouldn't I live in a £70,000 flat? What is wrong with that, you know? And they called it a dump. How do they know? They've never even been in it. I actually bought that flat when I first left home with the first money that I ever earned. Yeah. And I always kept it. It was right by my old school. And it was always, I suppose, a dream that when I left school, I'm going to live near here because all my friends did.
So there you go. Someone talking about their relationship with money and how the press see that. Okay, number 4 is somebody talking about the actor Bruce Dern, but who is speaking?
Well, you know what gets me? Here's a man who, runs 15, 20 miles a day, does marathons, and of course, no one's ever heard of him as a runner. So it's equivalent, but people ask him advice on running. He must be a great runner. He runs 15 miles. And man, it's like, a man playing 8 hours of tennis every day, and he's still so bad that you just don't hear about him. You never know who he is. He doesn't play in any tournaments, and or he plays in a lot and loses. And you ask him advice, like, what do you do with your serve? I don't know, 15 hours a day, and I'm still this bad.
So that is a comedian. Not been very, very funny, but it's been slightly funny about Bruce Dern. And the last one, who is this talking about the Russians?
I remember the first thing they ever wrote about me was he's a talented player, but all this publicity he's getting and all of this attention cannot fail to have a harmful effect on his personality development. And sure enough, a few months later, I was a rotten person already in their press. I was doing this, I was doing that, I was conceited, you know. This was, before I'd ever even, they even knew anything about me personally.
So that was someone talking about the Russians and how they wrote about him. Right, okay, I'm going to play these one more time. Slightly longer than usual, these ones, but I think they're not bad. The first one is someone who became highly successful, but we're talking about the early days.
Socially, we had nothing. We were totally broke. I was living on dog biscuits. I used to fill my pockets with dog biscuits as I walked past the pet shop. And for about 3 days I lived on those. I lived in a flat that had half a jar of coffee, but there was no hot water to make hot coffee. So that's where I learned to make a frappe with a teaspoonful of coffee and put water in it and shake it up. And
my grandfather had 2 glass eyes, and yet he could see. So what happened was he's sad. He lost one eye. I mean, he wasn't careless. He was ill, and he had a glass eye made, which was perfect, exactly like his other perfectly working blue Scandinavian eye. And then he had one made that was bloodshot, and it was known as Grandpa's party eye. And he kept it in a box on the mantelpiece. And when he was going out for the evening, he'd take out the false blue one, he'd put in the bloodshot one, and he'd say, "I'm going out now, and I shan't be back till they match."
Okay, here's number 3. Someone talking about money.
Yeah, I mean, that really annoys me. Why shouldn't I live in a £70,000 flat? What is wrong with that, And they called it a dump. How do they know? They've never even been in it. I actually bought that flat when I first left home with the first money that I ever earned.
Yeah.
And I always kept it. It was right by my old school. And it was always, I suppose, a dream that when I left school, I'm going to live near it because all my friends did.
Who's number 4 talking about Bruce Dern?
Well, you know what gets me? Here's a man who, runs 15, 20 miles a day, does marathons. And of course, no one's ever heard of him as a runner. So it's equivalent, but people ask him advice on running. He must be a great runner. He runs 15 miles. And man, it's like a man playing 8 hours of tennis every day, and he's still so bad that you just don't hear about him. You never know who he is. He doesn't play in any tournaments, and or he plays in a lot and loses. And you ask him advice, like, what do you do with your serve? I don't know, 15 hours a day, and I'm still this bad.
Okay, and the last one is somebody talking about the Russian press.
I remember the first thing they ever wrote about me was he's a talented player, but all this publicity he's getting and all of this attention cannot fail to have a harmful effect on his personality development. And sure enough, a few months later, I was a rotten person already in their press. I was doing this, I was doing that, I was conceited, This was, before I'd ever even, they even knew anything about me personally.
Okay, that is all the voices, quite lengthy, so I'll get straight on to the answers. Thank you, everyone, for telling me that you're ready. Here come the answers. Right, the first one, talking about making a frappe through the gift of poverty. That was Ian Gillan. Ian Gillan was the lead singer of, well, you tell me, actually. That's the trivia question to get on the wheel. Which band was Ian Gillan? He's been in a few, but he was talking about the early of his most famous band. So which band was that he was talking about? Ian Gillan, rock singer. Which band was he the frontman for? Late 60s, early 70s. The most famous of his several bands. He's been in more than one band, but yeah, that's right. Deep Purple is the right answer. So well done to Leslie, who was there first, just ahead of Alan. Very good. Yeah. Deep Purple, absolutely superb band. Okay, number 2 on the voices was Sandy Toksvig, Grandpa's Party Eye, good story. Number 3 was Samantha Fox, former page 3 model from The Sun in the 80s. That was an interview in the 90s. She was talking to Richard and Judy about how smart she'd been with money. She had a lot of property. Number 4, talking about Bruce Dern, talking about how he's not that great a runner, is Chevy Chase. This is what passed for comedy in the 70s. I like Chevy Chase, but that wasn't very funny, to be honest. And number 5 was chess player from the USA talking about how he was demonized in the Russian press. That was Bobby Fischer, who became world champion in the early 70s. The only other chess player on the list there was Paul Morphy, but he was from the 1840s, 1850s. So that's right. He was in his own band called Gillen, but I was looking for the more obvious answer and the band he was in when at the time he was talking about, because he was kind of hired by Deep Purple. Deep Purple existed before him. They hired him as the singer, and he wasn't on a cut straight away. He was on a very small amount of wages. Him and the bass player had to share clothes. Thought it was Ozzy, not Gillen. Now Ozzy Osbourne's got a more Birmingham type of accent. Ian Gillen's a more Southie. So yeah, okay, let's carry on. Put Paul Morphy for question number 1. Now he was Paul Morphy was an American chess player, world champion as much as it was official back then in the 1850s. Okay, Picto, time for a Picto. So you get 60 seconds to solve this. Don't shout out the answer for this because everyone's trying to solve it. Everybody gets 60 seconds. So you're looking for the name of a famous person from the picture clues. Here we go. So this, and this. What does that give you? The clock should start counting down. There it goes. Got some 10s in that last round. Sausage Rolls got 10. Laura got 10. UK Alliance got 10. Lumpy Gravy got 10. Chameleon's got 10. Some of you have got it straight away. No mucking about. Mr. Doyle's got it. Mr. Edgley's got it. Chris M's got it. Janie's got it. Heather Hunter's got it. Marion and Lorna have it. Ocas, Mr. Doyle, Mr. Rennick, Lumpy Gravy. Loads of you got this straight away, right? It looks like it's slightly, not easy necessarily. If you haven't got it, you must feel like mud right now. Everyone just type in, got it. Oh, we've got it. No problem. It must be annoying if you don't have it. But it looks like every single person's got it. Do tell us if you don't get it. There goes the time. Loads of people getting it, so I won't extend the time too much. 3 points add on to your score if you get this right. It is Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol, the famous American artist. So just to explain the picture, the first picture is Andy Pandy. Famous TV puppet from the early days of British television. Second picture is guns and people dying and stuff. It's a war. And that's a hole. There you go. Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol. Good stuff. Not Pandy Cannon Burrow. No. The Trifle didn't get it. No, man. Andy Pandy Cannon Hole. Andy Pandy Cannon Hole. Nice. There's a claim. Andy Pandy was shagging Looby Loo. We went with Doll Cannonhole. Yeah, that sounds like it might be a drag act as well, actually. If you Google that, you might find some pretty nasty stuff. Okay, let's go. Hangman, time for Hangman. This is a shouty out one, right? So first person to shout the correct answer in the chat gets their name on the wheel. So solve it, it says. Right, here we go. It's a film. Give me some letters. Doesn't matter if the letters you say are right or wrong. It just gives me an order to pick letters in. But it's the first person who can get the correct answer right. Q, K, J. You all got alternative strategies for this. TSFWHR. Okay, let's try those. So Q was the first letter. Surprisingly, amazingly, no Q. Is there a K? No, there's no K. Is there a J? No. Very popular letters. No real surprise that are not there. Right. T. That's going to cut. Oh, look. What's happened? Someone's got it. Ha Laura. And that was before I put that T in. That was amazing. I'm just checking up the thread. No one got that before you. Laura. That was sensational. So from failing on the Andy Warhol Picto, Laura hits back with the English Patient. That is absolutely superb. I suppose I better prove it. The English Patient. I've never seen it. I've never. It's always the title that puts me off. I'm like, right, patients lie about in bed. That's not going to be much fun. And they're English. There's nothing wrong with English people, but an English person lying in bed is just. Why do I want to watch that? A dirge of a film. I'm kind of not surprised, like I just said. I mean, the title suggests that it's going to be pretty tedious. Yeah, Laura's pleased. Good work, Laura. You're on the wheel. We're going to be spinning the wheel of names around about 8:30. It's for bread. Well, by the way, no, I was going to say, well, Laura, just tell me, are you in Edinburgh? Because I got to try and take a wee note of who's in Edinburgh and who's not, because the breed can only be won by an Edinburgh-based person. Okay, Blanko, time for Blanko. Nice work, Laura. Time for Blanko. You fill in the blanks. That's it. There's 10 blanks to fill in, so it's 1 point per answer. Here's the question. What are the top 10 surnames in Germany? I've given you the start and the end of each name. So that's not bad, eh? It's quite generous. I'm sure you'll get a few of these. So try and write down 10 names. Laura's saying yes. I think that means yes, you are in Edinburgh. That's good. Good to know. Because I keep spinning people who are not in Edinburgh for the bread. Adam and Joe did a 3-minute version called The Toy Patient. That's see, I'd watch that. It's the first thing you look at, isn't it? When you see a video on YouTube or whatever, it's like, right, how long is it? 3 minutes, right? Okay. You're never going to watch anything that's more than 15 minutes. Unless it's a live pub quiz. Live from Edinburgh. 3 nights a week. Right, you tell me when you're ready, folks. You can all see the stuff there. It's the top 10 surnames. The most common surnames in Germany. First and last letter given in each case. And when you think you have 10 of these, let me know, and I'll move on. So Michael G, I know I'm just going through who's on the wheel already. Michael G is in Edinburgh, I know that. Graham Y. There's a few Grahams, and I get them all mixed up. Nah, don't give in, Spedge. In some ways, it might be more difficult to give you the letters. If I just said the top 10 surnames in Germany and you don't even look at the list, you might actually do better. You know what I mean? Whereas Hitler, I kind of... you know the answer to that one. In that bunker thing, isn't he? Hole in the ground just outside the bunker. With the petrol. And the matches. Yeah, I thought you were one half of the Dunphy Diamonds. Yeah, and obviously Leslie is. But what I can't remember is, are you in Dunfermline at the moment, or are you in Edinburgh? Because are you not like bilingual? Do you not like have a foot in both camps? Do you have the ability to accept bread prizes in Edinburgh? Okay, we're in Dunfermline at the moment. Aye. What I thought. Sitting out a pandemic in Fife. Smart move. You know, if society goes down, if society fails, this is what I've heard, right? I don't know if it's true, but they reckon that if society fails, for whatever reason, pandemic or war or civil strife or whatever, then the worst place to be would be in a city, right? Because it's going to get nasty. So nah, back in Edinburgh, possibly on Friday, not sure. I know what James did the other week for, I think Craig, was it, who lives up in Blanko, was that he arranged to pick up the breed from the shop. So he might do that. He's about, the baker is about. I saw him posting a comment earlier on. I don't know if he's still here. Okay, well, that's our first person to say that we're ready. Mr. Doyle has gone for famous TV stars and characters. Goering, Goebbels, Rommel, Hitler. You went in, aye, that's Craig there. Won the bread the other week, but lives at Blanko, which is a wee bit up the hill and a wee bit out of town, so arranged to go in and pick it up from the shop. So that was all right. Fertig. Aye, we'll see. Well, you know, if you come up on the spinny. The only German I know is how to ask for a white wine. Ein Weißwein, bitte. I know some German. Welche Farbe war dein Vater? Means what color was your father? No, of course not. No. No, the answers don't have to be in any order. If you get the names at all, you get a point, right? Wir sind auch fertig. We are also ready. Noch ein Bier, bitte. Give us a beer as well. Nah, not Schweinsteiger. This is something a lot of people do when asked surnames from foreign countries questions in the pub. They just go straight to football, which can be useful or not useful. You think about Scottish footballers, there's not many people called McCoist. There's not that many people called McStay. Tell how old I am. 80s. Anyway. Let's do it. There's a few of you saying that you're ready, so Ich habe zwei Kaninchen. I don't know what Kaninchen is. Kaninchen. Don't know that. Oh, look, you're all showing off your German. Nice. Das ist Sauce. What does that mean? Okay. Rabbits, says Colin Harper. Don't understand that. Let's go on with it. Here come the answers. All right, I'm going to tell you the answers. Score yourself 1 point for each one that you get. We'll do it in reverse order for a wee bit of drama. Hoffman. 10th most popular surname in Germany is Hoffman. 1 point if you got Hoffman. Number 9 is Becker. So yeah, that would have worked if you'd gone for famous sports people. If you're thinking Boris Becker. Number 8 is Wagner. Number 7 is Schultz. Number 6 is Weber. Oh, Kaninchen is rabbits, right? I see. Meyer, number 5 is the top 5 now. These are the most popular surnames in Germany. Mr. Meyer. Yeah, loads of Meyers. If you spell that with an I, that's fine. Meyer. Okay, Fischer. We've already had tonight. Bobby Fischer. Although he was American, German name. Schneider. Oh, here's a bonus trivia question. What does Schneider mean? It's an occupational surname. Like Baker or Fletcher or whatever, but it's not that. Well, what's the British or English language equivalent of Schneider? And I'm saying this, but this is from my knowledge rather than I've looked it up, so I better just check it while you answer this. Schneider. Taylor. I think that's aye. All right. Cutter, seamstress, tailor. Yeah. I think cutter is like literally true. Tailor, I would say tailor is the English equivalent. But you know what? I'll put OCATS, I'll put Mr. Harper, and I'll put Sally Happy Gang all on the wheel for getting that first. So OCATS now. Hopefully I'm right. I wasn't able to look it up that quickly, but from my knowledge, which sometimes isn't quite correct. So Colin Harper, Sally Happy Gang, and then let's give you the rest of these answers. Top two, did you get these? Schmidt, come on. Smith, it's just Smith, but German, Schmidt. Surely you get that one. And the top one, number one in Germany, Muller. So close, Craig. Nuclear physicist. That's von Klinkerhoff you're thinking of. So Müller, Schmidt, Schneider, Fischer, Meyer, Weber, Schultz, Wagner, Becker, Hoffman. 1 point for each of those. How did you score? How did you get on? 1 point. Jesus Christ. Holy bananas. 8 out of 10. There you go, Spedge. This is classic. Classic dot ball quiz round. You complain about how difficult it is, and then bang, 8 out of 10. 10 out of 10 by thinking about actors. Well, convinced that number 7 was Schwartz. Nah, Schultz. Schwartz is a good answer. I mean, it means black, doesn't it? So that's a fairly common name in Britain as well. That's an oh dear. Right, so a bit of a range of scores there from 10 down to 1. Eine Katastrophe. 6 and happy with it. That's the way to do it. Too many war films. That's why you're on the edge, Natalie. That's why you're called Edge, because it's put you on the edge of madness, watching all those war films. All right, you got an expanded team tonight, Team Spedge. Nice one. Claire, Natalie, Craig, and me. Nice work. Excellent. You know a German person called Fechter? I mean, that's not even just German, that's Scottish as well, isn't it? Right, let's move on. What time is it? Oh, we're going to run out of time here. Let's get straight on to 50-50. Well done to OCATS and Colin and Sally Happy Gang, who are all on the wheel. I know OCATS is down south. I know Colin is in Edinburgh. What about Sally Happy Gang? Are you in Edinburgh? Let us know. Well done, by the way, all of you. Right, 50-50. Just pick the right answer. Cheese. It's one for Jan Durand and his friends. Rennet is used in the making of cheese, but what is rennet? Is it an acid or an enzyme? You did a guy called Hubert Pfister. You did a Pfister. A French Pfister. You did a French Pfister. Spedge. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. Sally Happy Gang's in Edinburgh. That's good. Excellent. Okay, number 2, religion denominations. What is the most common religion denomination in Chile, South America? Roman Catholic or Protestant? What's the number 1 religion down in Chile, in South America? Catholic or Protestant? Classic Scottish question for you there. Classic West Coast question, actually. More like. Number 3, which TV show won the title of Best Drama at the 2020 National TV Awards? Was it Doctor Who or Peaky Blinders? Doctor Who or Peaky Blinders? Which television program won the title of Best Drama at the 2020 National TV Awards? That's UK. All right. Which style of weightlifting used at the Olympics? There are 2 styles. Usually gets a heavier lift. Clean and jerk, which is that one, or the snatch, which is that one. You know the difference. Don't pretend you don't know your jerk from your snatch. Everybody knows that, but which one has the heavier lifts, usually? Clean and jerk or snatch? And the last question, 50-50, is a song. The Girl Is Mine. It was a duet. It was a hit for Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney. But out of the two of them, who wrote the song? It was a hit in 1982. But who wrote the song? Was it Michael Jackson or was it Paul McCartney? It was a hit for them. It was a duet. But who wrote the song? Okay, here is the roundup very quickly. Number one, what is rennet for making cheese? Is it acid or is it enzyme? Two, what is the most common religion in Chile, South America? Roman Catholic or Protestant? Number three, which TV show won the title of Best Drama at the 2020 Awards, National TV Awards? Doctor Who or Peaky Blinders? Number four, which weightlifting style leads to a heavier lift? Clean and jerk or snatch? And number five, who wrote The Girl Is Mine, which was a hit for McCartney and Jackson? Was it Paul McCartney or was it Michael Jackson? Okay. If you're not ready, get ready. Here come the answers. Right, here we go. 2 points for each of these. What is rennet? Rennet is an enzyme. Enzyme. Nobody knows what an enzyme is, but rennet is an enzyme. What is the most common religion in Chile? It's Catholic. Everyone's a Catholic. 99%, more or less. Everyone's a Catholic in Chile. Number three, best drama at the 2020 TV Awards. That was Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders. Which style of weightlifting has the heavier lifts? Is clean and jerk. So you kind of look, there's a diagram. There you go. Yeah, make of that what you want. That's how it works. That really doesn't tell you anything, does it? You take the bar, you get it on your chest, and you stand up, and then you push. It is He-Man, yeah. Doctor Who's not from Huddersfield. All the rubbish. Organic catalyst, that must be enzyme. And who was the writer of the song? It was Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson wrote the song. There they are. Great photograph. Okay, here are the answers all together. Enzyme, Roman Catholic, Peaky Blinders, Clean and Jerk, Michael Jackson. Trivia question to get on the wheel. What was the other song that Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson did that got in the charts in the 80s? Where they've got a video where they're Mac and Jack and they're in the Wild West selling kind of fake health remedies. Nah, not Ebony and I. Yeah, that's it. Say. Oh, I don't think you were the first. Who was the first? Let's see. Chris M. Nice one. I feel like I should know this. I apologize, Chris, but you're not in Edinburgh, is that right? You can still win prizes. There's still prizes that we can post, but just try to make sure I know who's who. Yeah, say. Ebony and Ivory is that not Stevie Wonder? Paul McCartney. Ebony and Ivory. Aye. Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney. 1 Sapasarma piano, keyboard, holler. Why can't we? Say is brilliant. Underrated. Definitely. Totally agree. Right. Final round. It's 1 minute past 8, which is not too bad. I used to try and finish at 8, but it's just not possible. So this is the last round of the main part of the quiz. After this, I'll get you to upload your score. So this is your final score coming up. You get your score so far, you look at it and you go double or bust, right? So it's got nothing to do with your score before. But in this round, there's 5 questions as usual, and you get 4 points for each one you answer correctly. Okay? So that means you can get 20 points if you answer them all correct. You get 20 points. But the thing is, if you answer a question and it's wrong, then you get 0 points for the round. That's bust. To avoid going bust, what you can do is leave out questions. You can choose to leave blanks. So you decide which ones you're going to answer and which ones you're going to leave blank, right? And that's how this round goes. Double or bust. You ready? Here we go. They're just straightforward trivia questions for this last round. First one's actually fairly easy, I think, for the last round. What is the value of the Roman numeral X? X. All right. The Romans were nuts, right? They used letters instead of numbers. Couldn't they think of numbers? They just used letters. Didn't make much sense. But what is the value in our numbers of the Roman numeral X? Thanks for subscribing, Swami. Number 2, what is the real surname of the author George Orwell, well known for such novels as Animal Farm in 1984, of course. Oh yes, Swami, don't shout out the answers, okay? You just write them down. Unless I'm specially asking for people to shout out answers. Usually, most of the rounds, just write them down. Don't shout out the answers in the chat, okay? Thank you very much. Number 3, which European capital city is served by an airport? That's okay, Swami. Everybody makes that mistake at some point. No problem. You've just joined us, I see. Which European capital city is served by an airport which used to be known as Portela, but is now officially called Humberto Delgado Airport? So you're looking for a capital city in Europe. Airport used to be called Portela. It's now officially called Humberto Delgado Airport. So which European capital city is this? Aye, it is okay. Aye, no problem, Swami. Good stuff. It's actually quite handy having an easy one at the start of the round for that reason, isn't it? Number 4, Rastaman. Which Rastafarian actor and poet, and I know there's a quote mark that doesn't need to be there. There's no need for that, but I've spotted that before you did, so no bonuses. But anyway, which Rastafarian actor and poet appears as the preacher Jeremiah Jesus in the TV show Peaky Blinders? Yeah, there's some difficult ones in this round tonight. Craig, that would be one. Actually, I've never seen Peaky Blinders, but you know what? I could maybe guess that. Because I don't know too many Rastafarian poets. But I do know one. And that's the answer. And the last one is a year question. To get the points for this one, if you answer it, you have to get within 2 years of the right answer. So if you're 2 years out, you get the points. If you're 3 years out, you bust. So what year was this? Brian McFadden left Westlife and Poland joined the EU. And I do not think those things are connected. So Brian McFadden departed from Westlife and Poland joined the EU. What year was that? If you go for that, you've got to get within 2 years of the right answer. All right. Right, let me know when you're finished, when you're ready, and I'll show you the answers. Before we do that, I'll just quickly go through these questions one more time in case you missed any. So Roman numeral X is worth what in modern money? Normal numbers. What was George Orwell's surname? Orwell was a pen name, all right, as just for writing. But what was George Orwell's real surname? And George is made up as well. His real name was Eric something. What was it? Number 2, Portela, now Humberto Delgado Airport. Which European capital city has that airport? Number 4, who's the Rastafarian actor and poet who plays Jeremiah Jesus in Peaky Blinders? No one's really going balls out tonight. I think they are a bit tricky. And the year question, Brian McFadden left Westlife and Poland joined the EU. What year was that? You tell me when you're ready. Thank you, John. Lisa's going for 2. Craig's ready. Thank you very much. Mr. Doyle is going balls out. Come on, all the way. I was thinking maybe nobody would, but that's great. Barrymore's fist team all served together in 10. Regit Rilk. See, I'm not an army person. I don't know. I'm guessing regiment. REGT is regiment. RLC. I don't know what that is. And the regiment emblem was an X. Clues. Tricky, fricky. Thank you for doing the quiz tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to show you the answers for this last round. Before I do that, I'm just going to remind you that I do this for tips. And if you thought tonight's quiz was worth a little tip for me, a little bit of cash, then I'd be delighted to receive that. Large or small, preferably absolutely enormous. But 2 or 3 quids, just great, you know. Anything you fancy. And that's the donation link I've just posted. You can also find the PayPal donation link down in the description. I'm trying to feed my family from doing these quizzes. I currently cannot work in pubs. This has been true for nearly a year now. It's getting a bit weird. It's starting to get weird. I mean, it's been weird the whole way, but it's starting to get really weird. But hey, boss it. It's Royal Logistics. Royal Logistics. Gonna guess what the C is. Core, maybe. Might do some more army stuff, actually. Probably quite a lot of good quiz questions and army stuff. Right, double or bust. Here we go. Yeah, look at that. That's great. That's classy. Everyone's going about how difficult it is. Mr. Doyle. Easy. Balls out for the shit trifle. Balls out for the Harper. Okay, I think that's enough time. Let's get on it. Roman numerals. Roman numeral X is 10. That's really, I mean, that is easy. You should know that. If you're doing a pub quiz, that's be surprising if you didn't know that. Number 2, what was the real surname of George Orwell? Like I say, his first name was Eric. And his real surname was Blair. All right, Eric Blair. Arthur Blair. Middle name there. Died in 1950. June to January. Did not make his 47th birthday. Died when he was 46. Blair for 4 points. Right, number 3. Portela used to be, now Humberto Delgado is the official name. That is the airport in Lisbon. Lisbon is correct. There's the front door. Number 4, which Rastafarian actor? You could stop the question there because there's, sorry, actor and poet, because there's not that many of them. It's Benjamin Zephaniah. There he is on the left. In Peaky Blinders, but he's been a fairly well-known poet for quite a long time. And right, everyone, there was a few people going balls out, so it comes down to this. For those teams, could they get close enough to this? The old Brian McFadden and Poland nexus of events took place in 2004. So, if you got between 2002 and 2006, then you got the points. You got the 4 points. What happened? All right, the Rennick has gone bust. What did you, Le Tremblant? What did you put? How did you get bust? If you did get bust, let us know, folks, because it's always interesting to know how you got bust, if you got bust. Got it after you said Eric. Not fair. Well, it was the same for everybody. I'm not doing a special broadcast just to Graham. You know what I mean? If he heard it, you heard it. The original master in Doctor Who was a Delgado, and he was Portuguese. The master. This reminds me of a Viz cartoon once, Doctor Pooh, I think it was. Doctor Who's going around the whole of the galaxy and the universe in his TARDIS because he really needs to go for a poo. Wherever he turns up, there's always something going on, Daleks or the Master or whatever. Hey, 57 for the Jesus worshippers. Highest ever. Wine shall be consumed tonight. Beautiful. Right, good stuff. Right, before you get absolutely drunk on wine, I don't know if you do because you're European, so you probably don't get out of hand. You probably don't get badly behaved. You know, Europeans are very cultural. Don't do that sort of things. But just in case you do, I'm just going to put this score upload link in just now so that you can upload your score. This is for everybody. Sausage rolls are saying 54, and that will do. Aye, nice one. So the link's there. Just click on that. 44. It's all right. 68 for Breeder Deed. No bad. We'll take that. Oh, damn right. Anything over 60 is always a good score. Got the year on the nose because we are scoring ourselves and have a crap mark. I'm awarding myself 2 extra points. That's outrageous. That's not on. That's not cool. I'll be leaving you off the. I'll be leaving you off the scores table for that. Ed Blair. Oh, that's not Dustin Hoffman. I changed to that question, didn't I? Let me just fix that for you. And then we'll get some games for names in just a minute. I had a Dustin Hoffman question, but I decided there was too many sort of film TV things, by the way, you know, because you've complained about that. So the year back in, what was it, 2004. So 2002 to 2006. Okay, let's put this back up here. Right, it's time to think about games for names, ladies and gentlemen. So we have several people on the wheel already, all of whom have a chance of winning our prizes tonight, which include the bread, which includes the balloon animals kit as supplied by Emma, which is superb. And I've got a couple of prizes lying about as well. So let's think about games for names. What do we want to do? Upload your scores, please. Thank you very much for doing the quiz. And here we go, games for names. We'll do this for 10 minutes or so, and then we will be spinning the wheel at 8:30 to see who wins what. Okay? Right, so games for names. We can do these tonight. Any of these. Mystery Bag, Kazula-Palooza, Hangman, Where Am I? They're all community games. We can all play at the same time. And the two in the bottom right, True or False or Cheese or Meat, would require you to phone in. So if you want to phone in and play one of those, then I'm going to give you a link to do that. It's good fun. Right, let's see what the requests were for games for names. Let's have a look. Kazoo, please, says Gary. How about that? Where Am I? And Kazoo and Hangman. I see Team Spedge asking if anyone else has got score link problems. Do let us know if you do. But it's exactly the same link as I always use, so it should be fine. Where Am I? Cheese or Meat? Kazoo. There's three votes for Kazoo, so let's do the Kazoo first, right? Let's get Kazula-Palooza on stream. Okay. I'm going to show you the Kazula-Palooza board in just a second, and you've got to pick something for me to play. Here we go. This is the Kazula-Palooza board. And you just got to pick what you want to hear out of these, okay? X is empty. I didn't get them all filled up in time, but I've got 8 tunes ready for you to go. You just got to pick which one you want to hear. Each of the things there gives you a kind of a clue to what might be there. Takes a while, but the score site eventually loads. It is it's Google, so it should be pretty decent. So some other people have had problems as well. Maybe give it a few minutes. Okay, cheers, Colin. thanks for being here. You might win the breed. I'll post on the Facebook if you win the breed, right? We're going to be spinning the wheel in just over 14 minutes. So Stone to the Bone, right? Okay. Stone to the Bone gives you a clue as to what I'm going to play, or gives you a clue to either the name of the song or the artist. Now, I'm just going to get this on so I can see which speed I want to do this at. It's 120, right down the middle. So 120. Here we go. Nah, not Brown Sugar. That's it. Hey, Harlem Shuffle, Buck Double. Yeah, it's the Harlem Shuffle by the Rolling Stones. Nicely done, nicely spotted. Buck Double. That's a good name. Buck Double. That puts you on the wheel. Buck. Are you in Edinburgh? That's the other question. Buck Double. It was Harlem Shuffle, performed by the Rolling Stones. Oh no, it was really good. Actually, Louisa, that was one of my better ones. That was note for note. Yo, says Buck Double. I don't know if that means he's in Edinburgh or not. Right. Okay, pick another one, folks. I'll do one more, and then we'll go to Spedge, who's waiting to play one of our phone-in games. So we'll get rid of Stone to the Bone. Let's get rid of that as well. That's a yup. Yep, sounds like Buck is in Edinburgh, so is eligible for bread. Is bread eligible? Sarah's saying 1985, right? What's the... Oh, right. This has been actually on the wheel for quite a long time. 1985 debut hit. Because they just leave them there till somebody picks them, and no one's picked this, like, ever so far. So, let's see if I can remember how the tune goes. There you go. Money's too tight. Yay! Money's too tight to mention. I can't get an overdraft extension, which is frighteningly relevant. Okay, that was Chris M. Nice one. Simply Red, of course. The Stink of Hucknall. That was great. I pull up to the bumper. That's not a bad guess, actually. But it's makes sense when somebody gets it right. Right, as Chris got himself on the wheel for a second time tonight. It's good work. We'll say cheerio to Kazula Palooza. And oh, there it goes. And we bring in our favourite Prudhoian.
Whoa! Hey!
Yeah. So how did you get on with Kazula Palooza there, Simon?
No, I didn't do very well. That last one was really, really hard. Couldn't get that at all.
I don't think I did it very well, to be honest. I think I did the Rolling Stones one was note for note. I saw you nodding your head to that because I can see a little preview of you down there when I'm doing that.
But it's better. It's better when you don't do it very well because it like drags it out a little bit. If you do it really good, then everybody's going to get it straight away, and you don't want that. So
I'm sure I'm sure some people absolutely love it when some people just get it very, very quickly and it's all over. Also,
I've had a few very quick. I've had a few very quickly in the past. So
yeah, you've got the old Kazula Palooza now, but we're not doing that now. We've got that's out of the way. Now you're eligible by phoning in to play true or false or cheese or meat. What's it going to be?
Cheese or meat?
Yeah, I'm glad.
Your mouse. Where's the cheese?
Now, out of the two, the first question is, out of the two, which one is your favourite, cheese or meat?
I'm a meat lover, baby. I love a bit of meat.
Fantastic. Yeah, take that, animals. Cheese or meat?
I mean, what's all the veganism about? I don't get it.
I don't know. I was vegetarian for 6 years when I was much younger, and then one day I thought, nah, that was it. That's that story. So this is simple, right? Because you phoned in, I'm going to put you on the wheel anyway, right? That's you got one on the wheel there, and because you've that's because you phoned in. But to get on the wheel a second time, you've got to get 3 out of 5. Okay, you've got to identify these things and tell me is it cheese or meat. So number one, crabeens. Now I'll tell you where this is from. Crabeens is from Ireland, from the Irish. What is crabeens? Is it cheese or meat?
I'm gonna go for meat.
Is crabeens meat? Let's have a look. It's meat. It's pig's trotter. Yes.
Oh, love a bit of meat. Yeah, jelly trotters, lovely.
Look, Marion's saying that you're her favourite live contestant. And you make her smile.
Marion.
But right, one good stuff. It's pig's trotters. That's all the rage down there. Look at that, 80 cents for one pig's trotter. That looks like quite a good deal.
That's not bad. You can't get that in Tesco's.
No, well, I don't know. You maybe can in Ireland. I don't know. Like Tesco, it's not a monoculture. Right, number 2 is from France. Ami de Chambertin.
Ami de Chambertin. I think that is going to be cheese. Cheese, monsieur.
You're feeling the cheese. You're feeling the cheese? It's cheese. Yeah.
Very stinky cheese. We like a bit of stinky cheese. You know what I mean?
It is stinky. Yeah, I chose it especially to be a stinky cheese. Yes. Great. It's going brilliant so far. 2 out of 2. There's hardly any way you could possibly screw this up. Here's number 3. Gribenes. Now, this is from Israel, I think.
I just think that is like meat. It just sounds meaty, gribenes. So like some sort of intestine or something.
Some sort of what?
Intestine.
Some sort of intestines, you reckon? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What is gribenes or gribens? I don't know how you say it. It's meat. Yes. It's the skin plucked off a goose or a duck. Fried. Sounds all right.
A little bit of fat.
Popular with the Ashkenazi Jews. So you've basically won, right? But I'm gonna see if you can get a full house. If you get a full house, I'll give you another name on the wheel, right? You've got 3 out of 3 so far, so you cannot lose the game. Let's just see if you get the last one, okay? So number 4, dak. This is from Korea.
Ah, okay, Korea. I mean, Korea are well known for their cheeses, aren't they? I think that's another. Could be meat. I think that's meat. Definitely meat.
Final answer. It is. It's a chicken soup.
Get in. That's what we like.
Typoing me. Look, so Richard's typoing me. And it's Ami du Chambertin, not de Chambertin. Well, as usual, right, one more. If you get the last one, then I'll put another name on the wheel for you. So the last one is Époisse.
Cheese. I like Époisse. It's very nice. Again, a very stinky cheese. Lovely. Mwah.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you actually know that one. It's a French cheese.
You get that in Tesco's. It's lovely.
Stinky. Oh, right, what I read is that apparently Poisse was banned from the Paris Metro. You weren't allowed to take it on the Paris Metro because it stinks so much. But I also looked a bit urban. It turns out that's maybe an urban myth. We're not quite sure about it.
Stinks. Absolutely stinks. Lovely.
That's what they say, yeah. I read some pretty harrowing descriptions of how it smells, usually involving poo. So, Spetch, you've done it. No one's done 5 out of 5 on cheese or meat before. You are the cheese or meat champion. Yeah. Great stuff. Right, it's really nice to see you. It's 27 minutes past, so I'm going to fit in maybe one for everybody. So I'll see you later.
Thanks all. Great.
Good night. Thank you. Right, let's say cheerio to that was great. Spedge is a quality contestant and 5 out of 5 on cheese or meat. No one's done that before. That was really, really good. So we have one more game. I think we can just fit in one more game. What's it going to be, folks? It's going to be Where Am I or Hangman? I'll give you a tip. Choose Hangman. Because I've got Hangman ready. And in fact, I'm just going to decide for you, right? I'm just going to say, let's do Hangman. Because I've got Hangman ready right now. And we don't need to open documents and stuff like that, like I would if I did Where Am I? And we've only got 2 minutes left, so let's do a Hangman. Let's have a look at this. Let's get it on. Okay, right. We did this one earlier. This is the 1996 film, so we'll go past that. Right, 1978 rock song. Here we go. Same rules as before. Oops. Let's just do that. Same rules as before. Give me some letters. Thank you very much. Gary says B. Let's get a few more letters. There's a K also from Gary. Marion's given us an I. Maybe a few more letters before I start clicking on these. Okay, A, J, P, G. Thank you, everybody. Let's see what we get. Then T, E, G, P, P, S. T, E, G, B, P, S. Let's see if... so we started. Our first letter was a K. Let's see if we got a K. No, there's no K. Second letter is a B. There is a B. 1978 rock song. That's the clue here. Then we had an I. Then we had there is an I in the third word. There's an A in the first word. It can't be the Ballroom Blitz, can it, Sarah? Because it's that'd be THE. I think it's just Ballroom Blitz anyway. Then JPG. Let's click those quickly. J, no. P, no. G, yes. Oh, goodness me. We got a right answer. David Hall, Fat Pop Girls. Oh, yes. Made a rocking quiz go round. Get on your bikes and ride. Absolutely brilliant. How do you spell this again? How do you spell girls? That's how long I've been out of the game. How do you spell girls? Right. Excellent, David. By the way, thanks very much, David, seeing as you're here. David supplied us with a prize the other night, which was the Bees calendar. Jock won that. I think I've sent you the address already. If not, I'll do it later. Oh, look, Emma's here as well. Thank you to Emma for supplying one of the prizes tonight. And that reminds me as well to put your name on the wheel. Kept on remembering and kept on meaning to do it. Kept on not doing it. But now I can see your name, so that reminds me. Right, it's past. It's past. Fat bad girls, you make the rocket world go round. That's enough. I've got to stop going over 8:30. So let's get the wheel on right now. Share screen, Chrome tab, wheel of names. Here we go. I've been typing all these names in. You can see them there. And they miraculously and methodically appear on the wheel up here. There we are. We got a wheel full of names. Sally, Chris, Spage, Buck Double, Chris, David, Emma, Michael, Graham, Leslie, Laura, Ocat, Spage, Colin, they're all on the wheel. We're going to find out who is the winners now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin with the bread in mind, right? The first person who comes up who is an Edinburgh resident will be the winner of the bread, and then we'll do the other prizes. If the first person that comes up is not from Edinburgh, then I'll do one of the other prizes. So we'll start off with an alternative prize of a scratch card. Okay, so £100,000 scratch card, and or the bread. If you're an Edinburgh, this is bread time. Okay, so you're ready? Here we go. The background music's on again. Do me a favour. Surely not. Right, who's winning? Oh, it's O'Cats. It's Phil.
O'Cats.
Hey, she didn't give you too many Zs tonight, Phil. That's good. So, well done. You are our first winner. And he's happy with that. Listen, I don't have anything else playing here. I don't. So if there's other noise coming in, then it might be from your end. I'll just be 100% sure and turn off iTunes altogether. Can you hear me okay? There shouldn't be any other noise. There's no other noise on my system. There's no other music. Fine here. No background music here. Right, okay. So something else is going on at your end, Michael and Lorna. Right, well done. Brilliant. O'Cats, regular on the wheel. Regular winner. It's always getting to the point where I can write out your address without checking, but not quite. Here comes another spin. Now, this is for the bread, if you're an Edinburgh. And if you're not an Edinburgh, you'll get Emma's balloon animal making kit, which is a prize. Okay. Laura Spage, Sally Spage, Buck Double Spage, David, Emma. What, Emma going to win her own stuff? Emma! Now.
Emma Owenson.
Fantastic. Emma, where are you? Are you in the Edinburgh zone? I should know this because you've won a prize before, but I can't remember. Tab started randomly playing a video. Sorry. That's all right. Yes, you are in Edinburgh. Right, okay, well, you're a bread winner. It's as simple as that. You've done it. Simply by providing a prize for tonight, you have won the breed. How about that? That's superb. So we take you off the wheel, and we still have Emma's balloon animals to play for. Here we go. Who's going to get the balloon animals? Laura, Spedge, Colin. Looks like it might go to Sally, or will it stay with Colin? It's right on the wire.
Sally Happy Gang.
Sally Happy Gang. Okay. Now, Sally Happy Gang, the thing to do is to send me a message with your postal address on it. I'll send that to Emma, and she'll send you the prize. Okay? So that is how it works. Right. Have I got anything else lying about that I can just give away? I think so. Actually, I'll do this. This is good. This is a good prize. Scotland's SMT magazine. This is a magazine from 1947. It's really good. Formerly Scottish Country Life. And it's a real journey back in time. Loads of great stuff. Can't see what I'm showing you, but it's good. It's like a posh person's magazine from 1947, and you can see how different life was back then. Look, there's a guy sawing a bit of wood. That's what 1947 was all about. So this is a great prize, and I'm happy giving this away because I've had a good read through it. Right, SMT 47. Right, okay, I'm going to spin again. So well done, Sally Happy Gang. Let's spin the wheel for the last time tonight. And this can go anywhere. Here we go. Graham, Laura, Spej, Colin, Chris, Buck Double, Chris, Spej, David. All right. I'm glad
David
about
Hall.
that. David Hall and shit, and the computer lady got the voice right. I'm glad about that because David gave us a prize on Monday, so that's terrific. Great stuff. That's the quiz, folks. Thank you very much. Well done to breadwinner Emma Owenson, who I'll give those details. I think I've got your details, Emma, so I'll get those on to James the Baker, and he at some point will sort you out. I think there's a few lined up from the last few weeks, but you will get the bread at some point, and £100,000 scratch card for Phil, which is great stuff. Sally Happy Gang gets the balloon animal game kit thing, which, who knows, could be the start of a new career as a balloon animal tamer. And David gets the exotic 1947 magazine. So that was great stuff. I enjoyed that. Thank you, Buck Double. I think you definitely had the best name tonight. Buck Double. Maybe Buck Rogers could have run for a few more seasons if he'd just been called Buck Double. Buck Double. Don't know, maybe not. Buck Rogers. Buck Double. Double Buck. Don't know. It's a cool name, though. So thanks for doing the quiz, everybody. If you thought it's that this quiz extravaganza production situation is worth a tip, then I'm delighted to get a tip from you. Because everyone counts, and I don't even lie to say that. Everyone makes the difference, all right? So anything from you. Don't be thinking, oh, it's too small. Just, it's not, believe me. Thanks very much. Also, give us a like before you go, because that helps the algorithm. There's some quizzes have thousands of people watching, and they're shite compared to this one. I mean, I'm not, I was about to say I'm not jealous. I'm a little bit jealous. I don't wish any ill on anybody. It's fine. But, you know, there's no reason why I can't have more viewers. Why this couldn't be permanent. I am waiting for the pubs to reopen. Once everyone gets their arms full of Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, all that stuff. Is that stuff still working? I've not been watching the news. Folks still getting their jabs. Once everyone's jabbed up, that's it. Back to the boozer. Make some money. Been a weird, well, it's been a weird year for everybody. I understand that. I know we have seen a few absolute rubbish. Seen a few what? Sometimes I forget what I was just talking about, to be honest. It kind of comes out. All right, other people's quizzes. Right, yeah. Like, the most famous one is that Jay guy down south, and it's like, you know, there's nothing wrong with this quiz, but it's not exactly banging. He gets thousands, you know what I mean? Don't know. It's a difficult business trying to work out how to get more viewers. Anyway, shares and likes, they help. I know that. Aye, yeah, I worked it out. I worked out what you were saying. Thanks for doing the quiz tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'll have to take old Simply Red off the Kazula Palooza. They've been on it for a couple of months. Nobody had picked it. It was 1985 debut hit. The wording of that obviously put people off, but it's quite a strong identifiable quiz, identifiable tune. Jay's quizzes are boring. Yours is miles better. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I watched a little bit for one night, and it was like, right, it's pretty straightforward. I don't want New Year's owners. I just want viewers. Some rugby commentator guy was dreadful. I mean, the thing is, people think they can do a quiz. It's not that easy. I'm not saying mine is the bee's knees and the be all and end all, but you know, it's got a bit of thought in it. You reckon 4? I'll mention to James that there's a few outstanding. Thank you very much, Spidge. Someone screenshot that. Thanks very much. In fact, can I do 2 hands and screenshot it? Someone's going to screenshot that and post it up on the Facebook group later. Don't know how to do that without covering up. Oh, I can take it off the recording, of course. Keep forgetting that. See, the thing is, it's just me. You know, I don't have a team. I don't have any other people. I've got some childcare to do, homeschooling, stuff like that. So, you know, hey ho. Anyway, if you know anybody who wants a Zoom quiz, tell them to get in touch. You know, that's a chance to make a few pounds. Yeah, I don't want to criticize anybody else. You know, like there's something for everybody, and it's just good. But I reckon this could be a lot more successful if it got in front of people. But it's difficult, you know. You're up against the whole of the internet, the whole of TV and radio and everything. The bread is worth waiting for. It's the best bread in Edinburgh, and probably Scotland, and probably East Britain as a whole. Thanks for saying nice things about the quiz. Appreciate it. If you've got any good idea for Kazula-Paloozas, let me know. Sometimes difficult to think of some. I basically put iTunes on and look up and down. Till I see something, I go, right, I know the tune. It's got to be something I know the tune to. And even then, it's not always easy to get the right tune. Move to the left, takes all night. Low can you go? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Rolling Stones. I never really liked the Rolling Stones growing up, but I like that one. Got more into them recently. Right, I bet I'm going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. It is 9:15. It is bedtime. Everybody go to bed. Good night.